Hello and welcome to the Keep Your Cool Mama podcast, where we are encouraging the everyday mom to pursue her dreams and discover her own greatness. Hey, cool mamas. This is Sheilah, and you are listening to episode 8 of the Keep Your Cool Mama podcast. How are you guys doing? Me? Let's see. I am getting over a cold, which of course I caught from my boys. I'm not sure which one of them I caught it from, but two of my boys had a cold. I have it now. I did everything I could to try to avoid it, but good thing is I'm getting over it, and I made it through with not getting too many symptoms that I hate, like a sore throat. But I'm making it. And I'm actually coming to you today right off the top of my dome. Meaning, I don't have any notes, no meditated thoughts or anything like that other than what's been going on in my mind lately. And, I just want to have a girl talk. And I'm going to act like you guys are just sitting right here with me as I talk, because I have to get it off my chest. And I just want to inspire you guys at the same time. So one of the things that I've been dealing with lately, well, not just lately, for a while now, is I realize that I do not give myself enough credit. And what I mean by that is I have so many things that I want to accomplish for myself personally, for my family as a whole. And what I found is that I really do not give myself credit even in the small things that I accomplish. And sometimes that keeps me from continuing to move forward. So a few days ago, I was sitting and thinking as I normally do, but this time I was just intentionally just sitting with my thoughts, and because I felt, uneasy. I felt like something just wasn't right on the inside. So I just decided to sit down and have a mental check-in. And what I realized is that when a thought comes up about me accomplishing something, like something like, okay, good, I cooked dinner early. I'm so happy that I did. That gives me room, to relax or, to do other things. And then as soon as a thought like that of accomplishment, any type of accomplishment comes through, another one comes right behind it. And it's like, but you still haven't done such and such and such and such, X, Y, Z. And then I'm right back to not being proud of myself for what I did purposely accomplish to make sure that I got ahead, or to make sure that I was doing something to better my life, or whatever the case may be. And I'm honestly tired of it. I'm honestly tired of not giving myself credit for being a good woman, being a good mom, which I really don't give myself too much credit for. I usually hear it from others, and I usually don't recognize it myself because I'm too busy trying to just be a good mom, or being a good wife, being a good friend, things of that nature. And I'm tired of it. So one thing that I can say that I've done recently, I incorporated the thoughts and opinions that my friends and my family had of me. Because what I was finding is, I'm trying to take a new turn in my career, a new turn, just professionally, and just trying to figure out what it is that I'm interested in, what I want to do next. And what I decided is that I was going to talk to my friends and family. So, what I did, I decided to ask my friends and ask my family, what do you think I'm good at? What do you find special about me? Because I know sometimes we can get so caught up in what we're not good at that we don't focus on what we are good at. And I've heard the idea of incorporating the ideas from those around you that love you unconditionally and can tell you the good and the bad about yourself. But it's very beneficial when we can enlist those good vibes and good thoughts that your friends and family have about you, because they can see things about you that you don't necessarily see in yourself. Because I know for me, I'm so critical of myself that I miss those good things. I'm still myself, but I'm also not realizing that those things that I'm doing for others or how I'm showing up for others, I'm not realizing how much of an impact that is having on those around me. So I just thank God for the friends and the family that I do have, that have responded, because they made me aware, and it just makes me emotional. They made me aware of things that I didn't think were special. I just thought they were things that I did. And it opened my eyes to the fact that I'm too hard on myself. And especially with being a mom and raising three sons, and three African American sons who I'm just trying to keep safe in this world, and to make sure that they're also growing up to be amazing human beings. And while I'm not raising them on my own, I want to do my part, the best that I can do in raising them. So, with putting all of my energy into that and sometimes not knowing if it's working, I miss the good things that I'm actually doing, because I'm working so hard to make things right or make sure that things are okay, that I'm not paying attention to myself the way that I should. And I'm not congratulating or giving myself just a little pat on the back to say, you got this, girl. You're doing good. You're doing okay. Keep going. Keep pushing, because I know that I definitely root on everybody that I love, those that I don't particularly know, whoever it is. I'm constantly making sure that everyone knows that they're special. Everyone knows that they are worthy. And sometimes I miss that part for myself. And I just want to make sure that I am not doing myself a disservice by not acknowledging that I am a pretty cool person and I'm doing some pretty cool things. And I have to stop. Smell the roses. Smell the roses by being, so this week, let's start with this week. And I hope that you can find some inspiration in this. So just a little bit of small inspiration. This is my way of smelling the roses right now in this moment. When I went grocery shopping, normally when I do go grocery shopping, I make sure that when I do grocery shop, I grocery shop by recipe. And this week, I said, you know what? I want to make sure that I do crock pot meals because they're easier, and it'll help, with the flow of what's going on in our family, so I can make sure that everything is done so that I can still have time, for myself, time for my husband, time for my children. And I've been doing it all week. I've remained consistent in the crock pot meals and the planned meals that I had. And I noticed how big of a difference it has made in our lives as a family, and my life in particular. And so I'm going to smell that rose and knowing you did that this week, girl. You did good. You should be proud of yourself. You set out to do something, whether it was small, whether it was big, you did it. So the fact that you did do it, when you said that you were going to do it, in spite of the chaos that happens sometimes, you made sure that this was done. In spite of all of that, you did it, and you should be proud of yourself. And when you stop and smell those individual roses, when you stop to show yourself some love, it gives you the inspiration to keep moving forward. Because one thing I know about myself is when there are a lot of things that are going on around me that aren't necessarily the way that I want them to be, sometimes it discourages me from paying attention to what's going good and then just continuing to move forward and to take care of those other things when I can take care of them. And I don't know if it's a control thing and me wanting to control everything so that everything can have a good outcome, but it's just not realistic for everything to be going perfectly all the time. And I have to big up myself for those times when I'm doing right. Because I have such a huge responsibility as a mom, when it comes to raising children and the responsibility in that, and then being the woman of the household, because I feel like everything starts with us and the influence that we have with our families, that can be overwhelming sometimes when I feel like if I'm not doing everything perfectly, then what are they thinking? Can they see me falling apart? Do they notice this? I mean, how are they feeling about it? And half of the time, they don't even notice that you're falling apart because generally it's happening on the inside and you haven't really discussed it with anybody. And this is me discussing it because I'm discussing it with you guys. But I even asked my boys the question of, what do you think mommy's good at? What do you love about mommy? And they gave me some very touching answers that I never even thought they would notice. And I'm grateful for my boys because they just give me such a fresh perspective. And when those little people or the almost big people can see you through even the mess, because they get all of it, right? They get the mood swings, they get the happy mommy, they get the sad mommy sometimes. Because I know for me personally, I try to make sure that my boys see everything about me and not just the happy part, but not exposing them to too much if I'm really in a mood, but so that they know that it's okay for certain things. But it's okay to have emotions and to just work through them and to stay prayerful about things. And they love me regardless. That unconditional love is so inspirational to me. And I'm proud of the human beings that my husband and I are raising. And that in itself is something to be proud of. And I'm learning to take life one moment at a time and being proud in that moment? What are you doing right now that you can be proud of? Give yourself some credit. Don't discount yourself. Don't discredit yourself. Don't remove yourself from the conversation of a woman that's amazing. And this is me talking to you as well. We all make mistakes. And I think that we need to also realize that no one is expecting us to be perfect. I think we all relate to what's real and not what's fake. So, me being vulnerable and talking to all of you, I'm hoping that in me doing that, it can inspire you to be vulnerable and to sit with your thoughts and to talk to a friend, a spouse, a therapist, or whoever it is, if you're struggling with the thoughts of feeling inadequate or feeling like you're not enough, which is the same thing, feeling like you just can't keep up because it's so much going on around you. And if I could speak to that piece and not feeling like you're that you can't keep up, if I could speak to that part, I've come to realize that it is not doing me any favors or my family any favors by thinking that I can do everything. It's just not. And before I burn out, I've decided to enlist the help of my loved ones. And starting with my husband, I have an amazing husband who washes clothes. He cooks when I'm not necessarily feeling up to do it. He does a lot. He irons the boys' school clothes, makes sure they're together for the morning time. And he does so much, and I realize that without him, things would be a lot more chaotic than they really are already. But there are some times when I need help in certain areas, and I'll just keep going and keep going and keep going, knowing that I need help. And just recently I decided no one thinks that you should be doing all of this on your own. No one has set that expectation but you, Sheilah. So I've asked my husband to help in certain areas where he wasn't necessarily doing the most in. And that's not a bad thing. It was just that I decided that I was going to do something in particular. And that's just how I decided to do it because I feel like I can do it right. I'm sure you know how that is. So I asked for his help. And he gladly said, yes, of course, I'll help you out. And that was a weight lifted off of my shoulders. And it's something so small, but so huge because there are other responsibilities that I have as a mom and a wife and just for myself in general. So when you feel like you can't keep up, which leads to you feeling like you can't give yourself credit for anything, then you need to enlist the help of those who love you and care about you. And just like me enlisting the help of my friends and family to help me see things about myself I necessarily couldn't even tell about me. That is enlisting the help of others. Because those thoughts running rampant in my mind about how things just aren't exactly the way I want it to be when it comes to my own personal life, and knowing that I have a positive impact on those around me and the nice and beautiful things that they had to say about me, it took a load off of my shoulders because it helped me to see things about myself that I didn't take the time to acknowledge. So let's acknowledge our amazingness. Let's acknowledge the things that we are doing right. While we can learn where there are opportunities in our life to do better, we also need to learn that we are doing good things. And if we want to get to the place that we want to go, we have to stop and pay attention to those moments. Collect those moments up, and then you'll realize and see, you know what, I'm actually doing pretty good. I'm being way too hard on myself, because we all know that we're our own worst critics, which we should be our biggest cheerleaders. We really should. And I want to work on being my biggest cheerleader, because nobody is with me more than I'm with me. Nobody. So I should be the one telling myself how amazing that I am on a daily basis, and remembering who I am and whose I am. So join me in being I'm going to be my biggest cheerleader, and you be your biggest cheerleader. And then we keep pushing towards those dreams. We keep pushing towards being the amazing women that we were created to be. And we're good, right? Well, I appreciate you guys letting me get this off my chest, because it's been heavy on my heart. And I hope that it can inspire you, help you to push you forward in your own personal lives. Send me an email at keepyourcoolmama@gmail.com if you can relate, and let me know how you deal with it, or if you're having a hard time dealing with it and you're not quite sure what to do. And let's talk about it. And if you have any topic discussions, please send them to me as well. Anything that you need help with as you push towards the woman that you were designed to be. I love you guys. I hope you're having a good week, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye. Before I let you go, seriously, before I let you go, please subscribe and leave a review with 5 stars if this podcast is inspiring you and helping you to grow. Let's spread the positivity so that we are visible to other mamas out there trying to find her own greatness. And if you need some advice or guidance regarding your own personal growth while tackling motherhood, please email me at keepyourcoolmama@gmail.com. Love you guys.